Happy 2020. I didn't get to talk to you in this group yet. So I hope you had a nice New Year's. I did. I didn't do something, I didn't go to a party this year, but I went to have dinner with a friend, and then we went to, it's not a piano bar, but something. Hi, Saloshni. I actually never pronounced your name out loud. I know you for quite some time now, but never said it out loud. So, what did you do for the new year? As I was saying, I did a quiet one. We went for dinner and then a piano bar. That was so relaxing. Starting the year with quiet vibes. And then I started since yesterday to do some live. I did some on my professional page, and now I decided it's time to come in the group. It has been a long time since I've been here with you guys. So what I wanted to talk to you today was, have you ever heard the expression that says you take yourself wherever you go? I've heard that, I don't know when, a long time ago, and that's something that's, I mean, when you're in coaching, you know that, but I don't know if people reflect on that too often, because I've seen cases. I have in my family right now someone who's struggling with feeling betrayed. She was betrayed, and she's starting a new life where she doesn't want any more betrayal and people being mean to her. So before she can start that new intention, she has to take care to heal the past. That means she has to learn to set boundaries that are stronger, that are clearer. And maybe she has never done that before. That's why she invited, like I call them, snakes in her life. She invited snakes in her den, because she was too nice and not enough boundaries, looking for love like we all do. I have another case is, for example, if one of your resolutions, I speak a lot with moms who have teenagers, such as myself, and I'm going to give you an example that comes directly from my private life, to be very transparent. I sometimes, even though I changed a lot, I still sometimes have a tendency to really yell and raise my voice. And one of my resolutions is to have more peaceful relationships with my kids and everyone. I yell at my kids when something happens, right? Although it's not as frequent as usual, but what I noticed, because something happened yesterday, of course, life is always giving us the material for what we work on. And since we work on, I'm launching a new class on January 6th. By the way, I'll put the link here if you want to check it out. If you are in my membership, it's free. Otherwise, you can purchase it for $27. It's about taking new resolutions in a way that goes directly to the source, directly to your thoughts. And I'll give more details as we go along this week. I'll come more often live to give even more details. But to give you an example of the need to heal the past before you even put in place a new resolution, as I was saying, I have a tendency to yell, and I was questioning myself yesterday. I was like, why? Because right after that, I don't feel good. I don't like it. I don't like the vibe. There is, even to be fully transparent, there is still a little bit of shame in it. So, and I'm sharing that not to go into negative discussion, but because I know that so many moms go into that shame area. So many moms are so hard on themselves. So I want to show you that someone like me, even who's coaching people and has done work on herself for years and years and years, still experiences some episodes like that, less and less. And I bounce way faster, but it's still happening. So there is still a need for healing. And I realized that I was raising my voice when I was in fear, when I was trying to make my point, because I felt that my kids my teens were doing something that could be potentially dangerous and they're not aware of it. Because as you know, teens, the brain is not completely finished and they're very impulsive. And they can do stuff that, first of all, they can be very self-destructive in the way they behave. And they also can do stuff that are on impulse and that can be potentially life-threatening or dangerous only, or even if it's not that dangerous, creating trouble in their life and in other people's lives. So I realized that's when I yell. So going back and healing the past would be healing, working with that fear, knowing that, first of all, as we know, we don't control teenagers fully. We don't control anybody but ourselves. And choosing to impact them and trust life. Trust that the universe is there for them too. Trust that the universe is there for me too, giving me different ways to interact rather than yelling. So that was a major one for me. And that's something I'm going to work on mapping, rehearsing at a brain level, so I create new wiring in my brain, new neural pathways. So next time, even if I'm taken by surprise by something that happens, I have a response that is way better for everyone involved. So reflect on, maybe you made new resolutions. Is there a need for you to go back in the past, and before you fully put in place and start putting in motion that new resolution, is there a need to heal something? Is there a need to understand something at a deeper level so it sets you up for more success with that resolution? You can share it here if you want. If you have a resolution and you're not even sure of how to look at it from a past point of view, I can give you pointers and then you can start investigating. Or the other thing you can do is join us for the class on Monday, next Monday at 12. Because we're going to work a lot with thoughts and we're going to do something really, really cool. We're going to create a vortex of energy for everyone who will attend the class, whether they attend it live or on replay, because as you know, time doesn't exist when you talk about reality and energy and quantum physics. So we're going to create a vortex so that we can magnify each other's intention and really magnify the results, supercharge it with the power of energy. So that I'm really excited about that. That's the first time I'm going to do that with one of my classes, and I really wanted to experiment with that, because the more energy we combine, the more of us gather, the more powerful it becomes. So that's what I wanted to share today. If you have any feedback, I'll put the link to the class in the description of this podcast. This is not a podcast. I'm so used to recording my podcast. By the way, I'll put also the episode that I did on New Year resolutions that I published last week in this group, so you can start discovering what the class is going to be about. I gave some pointers, I gave some details, and I even did an exercise for the listeners to do. So until I see you again, or until I see you in the class, reflect on that. Is there a need for you to heal the past before you fully put in motion and create the momentum for your resolution? Thank you for being here. Thank you, Saloshni. Let me know if I said your name right. And have a wonderful day. Start a wonderful new year.